And we're back with the round 3 coverage of the Tata Steel Chess India tournament. Lawrence, we had a fantastic round 2.
Yeah, great round 2, a bit more blood, 2 big wins for Levon and Hari Krishna to get, well, actually knock Mamedyarov, who won his first game. Yep, and just going to make sure the sound is actually on.
So we see the players have taken their seats and we're about to begin soon. Shak looking, well, he wasn't very happy with the way things went in the last round. This is even though it's rapid, it's a very, very exhausting format.
Of course it is.
And we're on.
We're off.
So Lawrence, what should we start with?
Whatever you want, Tanya.
We see Vishy and Lev on the board, so on the screen. So let's see what they're up to. I see a Spanish.
A Spanish indeed, and a Berlin. An opening that we could say Vishy is pretty familiar with, having dedicated about 6 years of his life to studying it inside out. Probably nobody better prepared in the world. And we have the rookie 1 variation, knight to d6, and knight takes e5,
and bishop e7.
It's been played a million times. Bishop back to f1. Black can now take on e5. Rook takes e5, and now black can castle. This has been played thousands of times, and now white has got a decision: does he play d4 or knight c3?
He's gone d4.
Vishy has gone for d4.
I feel that Berlin is pretty much the reason why we see so much of Italian on the board now, because white just wants to avoid Berlin.
Yeah, indeed. And here, Levon here plays the move knight e8. The other main move is to play bishop f6 immediately, kicking that rook, and then maybe knight to f5. So knight e8 is perhaps a very minute surprise.
It is, because Vishy is having a think now.
Yeah.
Alright, while Vishy thinks about
Let's go
how to
game,
respond
because this is a dry
to this slightly rare move, let's jump to Hikaru versus Hari Krishna.
Ooh, and we have a King's Indian attack here by Hikaru. You don't see this that often, but it's a good little blitz weapon. And Hari Krishna has lunged with his a pawn. Now, this move a5 might look like a completely nonsensical move, but it actually makes a lot of sense because black does exactly what he does here, which is to play against this knight on d2. Very, very interesting strategic concept.
So with a4, he controlled the knight to come into b3, but often what white also wants to do is take a structure like this, with the queen goes on e2 and finally h4. This is one of the plans for white here. And black advances and plays on the queen side. Right.
A lot of the time it's actually with the rook on e1 as well, to give the knight a square to go to f1.
Yes.
And then round to h2.
That's
Some very interesting maneuvers in this particular system. And Hari has just gone for the very straightforward knight c6. And Hikaru here is probably thinking, actually I really like this, what Hari is doing.
He's gone for e5.
Yeah, e5.
And now knight d7.
Knight d7.
Should happen.
And rook e1, precisely.
Correct.
Precisely. And now Hari's going to play f6, just playing it like a French. Very quick f6 break. How bad could it be? Yeah, I guess Hikaru will take. Hari has to
Knight
take back with...
or bishop.
He's taken with the bishop.
Yeah, because you can't take on e6
Right.
because of knight e5.
Right.
So this is a nice
That's
little
nice.
trap.
That's very, very nice.
And now Hikaru thinking what to do. Alright, this is very interesting, and Hari looks extremely confident in this position.
Yeah, maybe he's still in preparation because, he's not spent any time.
He's not spent any time, and he's also very familiar with these positions because he used to be a very regular French player.
Yeah, he is indeed. Bishop f6, knight to f1. Okay. And we get a very this one I think we should keep an eye on. I think we should have a look at some of the other games, but this is a really interesting position. Let's have a look at.
Should we take a look at Wesley Karyakin?
Yep, Wesley So against Sergei Karyakin. Another Berlin. This time a slightly different Berlin with Bishop C5, and we have
the anti-Berlin with D3.
Exactly. The anti-Berlin endgame, and we have a position, very common-looking position, with a very quick development of the C1 bishop. This is a Magnus Carlsen favourite. I was always scared about putting my bishop out on G5 early.
Why?
Well, because like he plays H6, bishop H4, and then.
Did you fear G5 as well?
Well, they do it a lot nowadays, and you've got to be really careful. Like, you know, G5 here is not out of the question either. Like, totally legitimate move. A move like, well, Black has got a whole variety of moves here, lots of different ideas.
That's true, because you can also consider long castle at some point. Alright, we're going to see how this middle game proceeds, and let's take a look at... This looks interesting. A lot has happened here in the Nihal Vidit game.
Nihal Vidit? Ooh. Okay. Wow, look at this. What is going on here?
What is going on? Okay, so I can't take on D5 because of bishop H7.
Right.
So he's just gone F4 attacking my queen. What does Vidit want to do? Right, the queen is attacked.
Bishop takes D1.
But you probably, because now you're going to lose the C7 pawn.
But Black's claim is that he's got the two bishops and plenty of play.
Also, I don't see an alternative to this. I mean, if not bishop D1, then what is your move? Because your queen is under attack and you can't move it anywhere defending the bishop. So this is actually the only move.
Correct.
And now you take on E5. And probably bishop G4.
Bishop G4, yeah.
Because you don't want to fall for something like this, because now you again go into this trap of rook D5 and you've got bishop H7.
Correct.
So we don't want to even consider that. And bishop G4 looks like a very logical move. Now my question is, what if I just take the pawn? What if I just grab on C7? Rook C8.
Yeah. I think Black's fine.
You think Black's fine?
Yeah. I'm gonna put my neck on the line and say I know Black is fine. You know when you just know something, Tanya? You look deep down in your soul and you just know. This is one of those moments. Black's got the two bishops, activity. White's pawn on E5 is consistently weak. His pawn on A2 is weak. His pawn on C2 is weak. Black has got no weaknesses at all.
Yeah, maybe. And
He's
maybe I
got
shouldn't
dynamic
take on C7.
equality. I'll put it out there.
Yeah, because the point is, like, if I go knight B5, wanting to come to D6, you can also go rook D8.
Can do anything.
And yeah, maybe it's a lot of compensation. But if I don't take, what's my move? What is my...
Well,
we actually do have a move on the
played
board.
rook F4.
Yes, we have rook F4. All right.
And Nihal looking up in the sky, looks
he's
like...
He's always looking up. Oh, he's probably looking at the boards. He's looking at the LED boards and seeing what's going on.
And this actually looks decent for... I mean...
He definitely knows what he's doing.
Right.
With it, doesn't look as sure. All right, let's jump over to Mamedyarov versus Surya. Another very interesting opening. What is this, Lawrence?
Well, ironically, I've got bad memories in this opening, and ironically, from the black side, if we go back a few moves.
Let's see how this came about, okay?
It's in English with E5, very standard, and G3, been seen many times. Bishop G2 and C6, been seen. Knight F3, E4, Knight D4, D5. Takes.
Sorry, CD5, D3. Bishop comes out, knight goes back.
And Bishop E6.
Right.
Basically, Black's claim is that he's got a... this is actually a reversed Alekhine. defense. If you're at all interested. So theoretically, White should be doing quite okay, but not really any more than that. White's idea is that he wants to undermine this black center, and black has to hold on to it. But actually what I found out is that a lot of the time, let's say here black castled, let's just say for example.
All right.
White played knight c3. In some positions you can actually just give this pawn up on e4 as well. You can play a move like knight c6. And you get tons of play after d takes e4. I'm not sure in this precise position whether it works, but sometimes you can take on e4 and then go bishop h3. Here it doesn't work because there's a queen exchange, but sometimes it does work. So what I'm trying to say is black has got lots of dynamic options.
Yeah.
It just depends how he wants to go about things here. I could have a look. I mean, we're still really in a very theoretical position here.
All right, so Lawrence, while you check that up, I'm going to jump to see what has happened between Hikaru and Hari. Wow, it's another very interesting little game. I mean, just visually, black looks like he's doing really well with the center pawns. So,
yeah, this position here is, yeah, I like
how things
are you
have gone
thinking
for
Harry's
black.
gonna do the business here?
I mean, right now, I think he must be very happy with his position. You look at it and you love it.
You love life, right? Knight h2, I think, was played.
Right, we have that on the board.
And
So white wants to go knight g4.
so what's Harry going to do here? Well, he can't really stop knight g4, right?
He's going to make a move
He's
soon.
going to play a move like queen d6 to play, or knight.
So he's gone knight d4.
Interesting. That's kind of unexpected.
So he has stopped knight g4.
Yes, he has. Probably you're right. Hikaru's probably not that happy about his position.
No,
here.
I like black. He seems to have solved all his opening problems in a very dynamic and ended up with a middle game that's with all the control over the board. All right, so what is White's way of continuing here? How do you move forward? Do you want to take on d4 in this position? I think if you took on d4, I would probably take with the knight. Right? Because I kind of don't like this.
Yeah.
Although here I might have some crazy stuff like this.
Not that crazy, is it? Not that crazy at all.
It's still so unclear because there's so much going on.
Yeah, it's getting a bit messy, isn't
Yes. But I don't know if you want to take on d4. So Hikaru is having a think at the moment, but oh no, I think something is not correct.
it? Why?
Sorry, this is not. He played the other knight to h2. Right, sorry, he played the other knight to h2 and he played knight d4 and this knight comes back to d2.
Right, that makes more sense.
This is what has happened. This is our position.
This makes much more sense.
Yes, he couldn't have gone knight g4 anyway because there was pressure on c2. So, and he wants to probably kick this knight out with c3 next.
Yeah?
All right, Hari's having a think.
Yeah? This is where it gets a bit tricky, you know, because black has got a lot of options here.
Right.
And always bishop takes h4 is in the air. It's always in the air. It's a legitimate even in this, maybe not here, but at some point you have to analyze it every single move. So what is he going to do? Can he play a move like bishop e6? Can't keep it cool and calm? But then knight g4. Oh no, then c2 is hanging, so you can't.
I was thinking c3 first.
Knight
so
f5.
knight f5. Bishop c5.
Yes. No, this looks like white is
Doing
unraveling.
something, because
Yeah.
the point is, if you move your rook, now I play what you want to do, Lawrence. I play knight g4.
Yeah. No, if white starts to get activity like this, it starts to become quite pleasant.
It's actually, this is, I think, one of those critical moments,
Yeah.
because Hari knows that he needs to find something here, because white has a clear plan of pushing this knight out with c3, coming with bishop c5 and knight g4.
Exactly. Precisely. All right, let's move to another game, Tanya.
It's probably also really interesting. I'm wondering if black, could go bishop f5 as well, or bishop e6. We'll see. Where do you want to go, Lawrence? What do you want to see?
Where do you want to go?
Which game?
I'd love to go to Australia.
See is what I'm talking about.
Oh, right. I think we should go back to Sokayakin very quickly.
All right. So this is what we have on the board. He did go for the long
He went for the long castles, which is very typical as well in these lines, and queen h7. A position where, you would take white ever so slightly, but really black is just so solid. The Minister of Defense.
Yes.
No, that's his actual, he's been, that's his real title now.
Yeah.
He has to go to Parliament and,
fulfill his duties. But here, for example, I don't see how you're going to not exchange your queen, because if you come back queen f3, it could get dangerous for white.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you have to trade queens.
Yeah, I
here.
think you should trade queens here as well. Why not?
You don't want to allow h5, g4.
Right.
I really don't like this bishop on g3
Yeah.
for the time being.
Yeah, that's true. The Capablanca bishop. But it's a bit different because now, let's say you took on h7, queen takes h7.
He's gone
Knight e3.
He's gone knight e3, which is fine.
And Sergei,
I like this move, because the knight is aiming to go to f5. If you take on e3, then you've solved the problem of this bishop. It can come into play. This file is open. There's weakness along it. It's a nice way to deal with queen h7. And if you don't take on e3, this knight is always eyeing the f5 square.
Right. So knight e3, yeah, it looks reasonable. I like it. I like it, Tanya. Do you think Sergei might play a move like queen g8 here and just keep the queens on? And just
queen g8.
Yeah, just say, well, your knight and queen for the moment are just a bit misplaced, and I'm going to go h5 and get going with go king b8 and get going.
Interesting.
Looks.
Yeah, it looks.
Looks like that could be
dodgy.
an option. Well,
No.
I mean, the problem I have with the white position is, as you said, this bishop on g3 is.
You don't want to let it come back to the game.
No. I mean, but how? I mean, h5 and getting the guys rolling is kind of a.
I mean, I'm just thinking, even if you get h5, how are you going to get anything rolling beyond that? The thing is, if you play g4, I'll always have h4.
Yeah.
If you play h4, I'll just come back with my bishop, and eventually, I mean, worst case scenario, my bishop will come out after f3 at some point. But then if he doesn't trade queens, it could get.
Yeah, it's very double-edged, isn't it? It can get very tricky. Can we go to another game? Can we go back to the Mamedyarov game?
All right.
Because it got very, very, very messy. Looks as though actually things have gone very well for Shaq.
Oh. Okay.
So
What is going on?
Shaq actually won a pawn. And here the question, bishop g4, and
Okay,
I don't know why, but it feels as though something isn't quite right with the black position.
for black, yes. He's gone bishop f3, which seems a
Very-
logical way
yeah.
to play. This I don't see
I
black's
love white. I mean, look at this knight I've got
compensation
on
that
d5
much.
here. And I'm
Because
worried about my queen.
it just feels like an extra pawn. I mean, like worst case scenario, this pressure on f2 won't really matter because of my knight on d5. You know, I can always trade it for the bishop if I want to, but this knight on d5 is really good as it is.
Bishop h3, actually.
Bishop h3, just
Yeah.
rook e1. Oh, he hasn't gone rook e1. He's played a really nice move actually. He went queen c1. I really like
Oh,
this.
nice. Yeah.
This is so precise.
Yeah, this is a great move. Queen c1. And now the point is...
The point is he wants his rook on d1.
Exactly.
So if you move your queen, I go rook d1 and not rook e1. And if you take on c1, my rook comes into play on c5. So he went queen e5 because trading queens is just really bad. You're a pawn down.
Precisely.
So now what?
Did he go queen e5?
Yes.
He did play queen e5. Well, here Shaq will play rook e1 or rook d1 probably.
I mean, rook d1 probably, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go rook d1. And he's better. No question about it. No question about it.
Yes. So black will probably go knight d7 or knight c6 and try and come rook c8.
Yeah, but I mean, even here I can go
This doesn't feel... Oh, right now I've got knight f4, so you probably have to be even careful about knight f4.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I don't like it.
I don't like black at all.
I don't
here.
like it.
I
don't
don't
like
see the initiative for giving the pawn. Okay, so
All right, let's go to... I think we should go... Well,
alright, so this is what is going on in the Nihal game, Nihal Vidit game.
yeah. Now, Vidit, it's very similar to what we... They haven't made many moves at all, actually. And it looks as though... You know, Vidit is doing fine here.
So we left it here, and of course black took on d1 because there was no other way to play. Bishop g4, rook f4, very interesting move before taking on c7 and rook b8. And Nihal played rook a1 here. So defending the a2 pawn.
Yes. Keeping things nice and tight, but you cannot really believe that white is better here, right?
He has a threat of knight a6. So what is black's move here? I mean, I'm just thinking here, black can come rook b2. He always has these. If you take on, you can probably take on e6.
Yeah, you can always take on e6. So what is the right move here for black? You could always... I don't know.
I think white wants to take on e6.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, I'm just saying, for example, a line like this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say something like this happens. But even here, black's fine. Because this d4 pawn's so weak as well, no?
Yeah. I just can't, with the activity, I just cannot believe that it's just anything but, you know.
Yeah, black definitely has enough compensation here. Just not.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure it out, but Vidit will, and that's the important point. Let's quickly check in with Anand Aronian, actually. By the way, let's look at Anand versus Aronian very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Because...
Okay, so we... Oh.
Let's just go to the position.
This is what it is.
This is where we are at. And we've got a position, kind of structure I've had a bazillion times in my life, where I've got an isolated queen's pawn with white, but I've got very active pieces, control over an open file, and so you would expect this to be equal. Rook a d8 looks fairly logical.
Yeah, so you can even think about dropping the bishop back to c8 or to c6 next. Probably to c6.
And actually, these positions are actually quite tricky for white to play, because if you start to play a few inaccurate moves, if you start to, you know, just not do much. You are the one with the permanent long-term problems with this d4 pawn. So you've got to be very careful.
Yeah, and the thing is, what compensates the isolated queen's pawn often is an attack. But here I'm not sure if there is much of an attack for white. You know what? I like black's position here, Lavon's position here.
Yeah, me too. It's very solid. There are no weaknesses.
There are no absolute. I mean, there is a small weakness on f7,
Yes.
but it's fine. And I mean, rook e7 is not a real threat because because you just move your bishop or what?
Yeah, there's always bishop e6
No,
ideas
bishop
as well.
e6, I'm not sure because I was thinking if I can play something like this.
You can take it, yeah.
But I'm not. I mean, even this, it's just.
Queen takes d4.
And I don't know.
Gets very messy, right? Rook
Yeah.
e4, queen takes c4.
No, rook d6. Perhaps I would have to play queen c4, take on d8, and yeah, it's.
Well, that's fine for black.
That's fine for black. Something like this should be fine for
Yeah,
black.
more than actually. Well, no,
Should be
it's
fine
fine.
for black.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine.
And here's Vishy Anand, a little biography, guys. Obviously, former world champion.
From 2007 to 2013, undisputed world champion.
Exactly. The first sportsman to win the Padma Vibhushan.
Yes.
Do you know more about that, Tanya?
Yeah, that's actually one of the highest honors in our country, and it's not just given to sports persons.
Right.
So it's like a civilian award, and yeah, it's the biggest achievement to get a Padma Vibhushan award.
You've got an award.
I've got the Arjuna Award, which is a sporting honor, so that's given to 15 outstanding sports persons every year, and you can only get it once in your life. But once an Arjuna Award.
So, is there any chance?
And then there's the Khel Ratna. So Vishy's obviously got all these awards.
Right.
The Khel Ratna goes to just one sport person every year.
Right.
And he's won that. He's won civilian, the highest civilian honor. I mean, whatever chess is in India today, it is because of this one man.
Yeah, I mean, he's done
a
it all.
legend.
Will I get an award for
What?
sitting next to you for the next 5 days?
Isn't that already an award?
That's kind of already my prize, right?
Okay, so we've got this. So a bit happened.
Yeah, d5.
Rook d8. He went knight e4.
Yeah, it's got a bit messy, right?
And bishop c6, d5.
Chat didn't like that one, Tanya.
Which one? He
My
didn't like
previous
d5?
comment. No, my comment.
Which one? What?
My award comment.
Oh,
Do you forgive me?
you're forgiven.
There we go.
Let's
d5,
forgive him,
yeah,
guys.
it's getting, I mean, so, but I feel like black should be doing more than okay here. When you play d5, this bishop on c4, but maybe it wasn't doing anything anyway.
Lawrence,
you
it
know?
was kind of forced here. I mean, you don't have a
No,
move.
I understand, but I'm
You
just saying...
can't move your rook here
I'm
because of queen e5.
I'm just saying strategically speaking.
Yes, but he has to block this diagonal out, and I agree with you, like, black is fine here. But is he more than... do you think he's... Are you saying that black is better?
I'm saying that I probably would take black here.
So bishop d7 is what is on the board as well.
Yeah. So now what do you do with white?
Yes.
So do you put the gun in? Do you go queen e1 here or something?
Queen e1.
Yeah, just to stop mass exchanges on the e-file and, maybe it's the only problem black has is he is very cramped.
Yeah, he does want to trade these rooks off, no? Queen e1 is interesting.
I like queen e1 actually.
Yeah, or even queen e3 was interesting with the same
But I
idea
didn't
as
like
just
the idea of...
allowing queen before or something?
No, it was more the fact that...
Okay, so we're going to see
yeah,
how this goes because this is going to be a long game, I think.
Yeah.
So let's switch it up to...
Mamedyarov.
Mamedyarov's game.
Yeah.
So last we checked in, it seemed like he was just a pawn up without too much compensation for black. And wow, this is the position right now. So he's still a pawn up, and he looks like he's also the one with the compensation with those two knights there. He's just grabbed his second pawn. Just like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too many pawns, isn't it? And you've still got this fantastic...
And there's no play on with stuff like knight f3 takes and rook here, because I always have king g2, so you're never going to win this pawn back.
It's too much.
What is going on here? I mean, knight f3 is anyways not a move that you want to play, because this is probably black's one of his, you know, maybe his only compensation is the strong knight on d4. So how does he continue here to keep the game going? Oh, can I play something like bishop d5 here? So you take, and I want to play e4. This could be interesting.
Yeah, that, so if I go there...
So you've got to go bishop g4, I think.
Yeah, bishop
right?
g4.
This makes sense.
Still looks just crushing for white.
Defending this pawn,
Just
and now
defend.
what?
Well, black is just too slow because...
Isn't he?
Well, white's just threatening to go e3.
That's right.
And it's just gone. No, this is over. This
I
is
really don't see
over.
white's compensation, guys.
Black's compensation.
Sorry, black's compensation, yeah.
No, Surya is going to lose this game. Okay, he played rook f8.
Alright, king g2 is what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
I like king g2 very much. Very much.
And now what? Okay, now this could be interesting. Now what if I go for this idea? Because I have some pressure
Well, hold on.
this.
For a start, I can now
Yeah.
take on e4. But I'm not saying I want to do that. But yeah, okay, let's go bishop g4 anyway.
I was just wondering if I can create some threats like this.
Ooh, that I missed. That's actually very strong. No, that's more. Well, actually, even that might be winning for white.
Not sure, but yeah, not
Yeah.
sure, because I'll have this e4 pawn, which is going to give me a lot of counterplay as well. Are you thinking about this,
Yeah,
right?
just take it. King h3, rook takes e2, d6.
I mean, I have e3, rook d2.
No, there's rook ch.
Yes. So I have to probably come with my king already. But
No,
I don't
it's
have
too
time.
slow.
I do not have time.
Even this might be winning.
What about rook b8 here?
The I don't like it, but it's cute.
Okay, what do you want to play instead?
I
Do
don't
you have a
know.
move?
Well,
I don't see a move for white.
Hold on. What if I go d7 here?
I thought I could take, no?
You can. Rook b1.
Oh, sorry, not
Rook
here.
b1. You've
Yeah.
got rook b8, right?
This can't
just
be fine.
holding on.
This is not just holding on. This is absolutely fine for black.
Yeah.
No, but rook c7 is very interesting here. Why don't you like
What's
it?
the threat though? If I just did.
Okay, that is a good question.
E3,
Actually, I
that's-
don't have d7. You're
Yeah,
right.
that's the point.
I don't have a threat. I mean, I have rook e7, but maybe that's too slow because you have rook d2. Yeah.
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 Okay, but all of this is here because he went knight c5.
So he never took.
No. No, he never went king g2.
Oh. All right. Let's see where we are then. And he went knight c5. That's a nice move as well.
Yeah,
You're
that's
just
really
attacking e6 bishop, and I mean you're giving back one pawn, but it's probably a really bad position for white for black if he takes it, because he'll still be a pawn down. And so can he do something like this?
Well, you can do this, but this.
But then
this
you're
is
just a pawn down,
yeah,
and it's just awful because you've given up
Hopeless.
this knight.
hopeless.
What else is can black play here?
I don't think black has got anything he can play. I just think he's busted.
He's worse, yeah, he's busted. Okay.
I mean, hold on. What about this? Bishop takes knight,
ED5.
e5, and now rook takes f3. How ridiculous is this move?
Very.
Okay,
Okay, you want to go knight e2.
I do.
Yeah, okay, I take knight e2.
Knight
king
e2. I'll
Knight
take.
C1, maybe it's possible, yeah. I have
And
to
rook
take.
C8.
And knight D3 or knight B3, right? And I should be fine here.
And do I win the pawn? No.
And this should be fine.
Rook D8? Hold on, rook D8.
Knight E5? Takes
Yeah.
and rook check at least.
Yeah, that's still
That
bad.
should be like
Yeah, that's
winning
still
for
bad.
white.
Yeah, that's still bad. You're right. You are right, Tanya.
But I mean, he has taken on D5 because there was no other alternative.
Yeah, maybe there was nothing else.
And now what? Now does he go for this rook F3 or does he go on? I don't. Can he go E? No, he can't go E4 here because the D4 knight is hanging now. Knight C5 was a very strong move.
Yeah.
No, Surya looks like he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go to another game now.
Let's see how Hari's doing. So, oh wow. We've got this on the board and I'm not sure what to make of it.
Well, I think
Hari's doing fine actually. These knights have a lot of play. So Hikaru's just got knight G4. Hikaru does have a double bishop, but I like the knights.
yeah, but this light square bishop, and I'm worried about this pawn on A4 being a long-term weakness that's easily targeted. White has got really good coordination here as well. Black has got a target on E5. I actually prefer white
Maybe you're
here.
right, yeah. I'm not.
Can we get that clipped, guys? Anyone in chat? We're gonna have a
That is the second time I've said that this day.
yeah, but I'm looking to build like a library of
Of your right?
yeah.
You'll have like 3 of them your
Okay.
entire life.
Thanks.
Okay. So okay, knight F5 doesn't look as good.
You
I
broke
don't know what is.
I don't like knight F5.
No, me neither. What's my move? What about something like knight F3? Do you want to go rook H1 or what?
Yeah, I do want to go rook H1.
You have to go rook H1. And maybe my knight is not doing anything because now white has bishop E4 coming in. So it looks pretty, but it's probably not that good.
No, these positions are very tricky
No,
for black.
they
He did
really
go.
are.
He did go knight F4, and
Bishop F4, he's going to take with the rook.
has to take with the rook. And
Right.
so why can't I take on? So if I take everything off,
So
and
if you
then-
take knight E5, is what you're saying, right?
correct, you have to take. I think.
Do I?
Well, if you don't, I'm going to go rook takes D4 next move. And
No,
then-
I was thinking of rook F8.
Oh, you want to go rook df8. Okay, rook df8, and there I can. What can I do there? Actually, it's quite a very legitimate.
Yeah, maybe I have some counterplay here. But anyway, that did not happen. He didn't take on E5. Instead, he went rook E4. So he wants to neutralize black's active rook on F4.
Yeah, I like that. Look at Harry. He's not happy here. He's not happy. I'm telling you. Or does he always look like that?
No, he's a bit
You've
worried
known
about
him
his
for all of
position.
your life, practically. Does he always look miserable, or is
He
it?
doesn't always look miserable.
I mean, so then it's the position that he's not liking.
Because, I mean, this bishop, even though it's an opposite color bishop, this bishop is definitely a very strong piece, and it's going to be very difficult for Hari to... He basically can't neutralize this bishop.
Right.
And
Rook f8 on the board.
so he's gone for rook f8.
Maybe we just don't know anything, and black is just doing really well here. Maybe when I say we, I meant me. Maybe I just don't know anything.
No,
Clip it, guys. Clip it.
All right, so what is... Okay. Well, this ending, I have a feeling that this is also going to go on for a while. This
Yeah,
ending.
for sure,
It's you know, often we feel that opposite colored bishops and it's an ending, and it might... This is... Even if it's equal, I think people, both of them will play... Hikaru will play on.
Let's go back to So Kayakin.
All right, so... Jumping over. Oh yeah, this was an interesting position when we left it on knight e3, and they've traded off the queens.
Yeah, and we have a position here which is
Oh my god.
really curious, where Sergey has, to my eyes, just outplayed Wesley over the past 10 moves, because Black has got this phenomenal play against the backward d pawn. Black is able to expand on the queen side as well. And what am I doing with this bishop on h2, Tanya?
Yeah, because the point is that even if I kind of don't want to play f3, because then my f4, knight f4 will always be a threat when you move this bishop. I'm wondering if white's counterplay is with g3 at some point. But then this h3 pawn gets so weakened. You know, just immediately stuff like this starts coming on the board. So where is white's play here?
Well, that's the question.
Yes.
I hate these positions with white. I struggle.
God, I hate these positions in
I mean,
general.
Wesley, he might just go king f. Is he? No. No, he's not.
What?
Is he just going to go king g4?
I mean, king f5, he's never, he's not going to think, he might get mated. He actually might get mated if that's not his plan.
Are you sure?
To put a king on f5?
He might put the king on
because,
g4.
Yeah, he might put it up to g4, yes. And then play g3. Perhaps that's the idea.
That would be amazing.
But the only thing is that once your king goes to g4, you have to be really careful with knight f4 or c4 ideas if you go knight f5. This pawn is extremely weak. No, he's just waiting. I don't think white can really do anything here. I prefer black.
It's not really. I mean, but of all the players, Wesley could do it. Maybe he'll just throw a king on f5 and say, hey, why? Take the pawn on f6 with the king.
Okay, firstly, I can always defend it with bishop e7, and when you go king f5, I'll have these knight g7 check ideas.
Okay, and then king g6.
You're just really wanting to get mated, and we have a result actually.
We have a result. Nihal Sarin.
We have a draw.
Draw.
Yes. So Nihal drew with it.
Yes.
We had a look. We always thought that black does have enough initiative for the extra pawn, for the pawn that he doesn't have. But let's just take a look at the last position. So it was an opposite color bishop, no rooks on the board, nothing to play for, and this of course is a dead draw. He's not even going to keep the e5 pawn.
Yeah. So
all right, so that's the first result of the day.
First result, and of course,
of round 3.
A lot of people in chat are saying, well, hold on a second, Nihal Sarin's rated 21-27. Even though that's his official rating, remember, he is a grandmaster. His classical rating is closer to 2,600. He's only 14 years old. And he hasn't played any rapid tournaments. And he's never played any rapid tournaments, which is bad news for the other guys, because actually even a draw against him, you're going to lose 10 rating points. So it has a huge effect on the rapid world rankings, just...
and he's not a 21-27 rapid player at all.
No, he's not. He's on a very respectable -1 after the first day. He'll be able to take a lot of confidence from that. And so
he drew with Karyakin, he drew with Vidit today. That's 2 2700s.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a good start for him.
Yeah, he'll be back tomorrow. And also, Vidit also has had a tough day. Also on -1 for the day, having lost the second game.
That's right.
So they are both at the bottom of the table, but let's go back to the other games. And where are we going to go?
So Surya is down to 5 minutes and Shak has over 12 and a half minutes. So
well, Surya is just toast, actually.
Yeah, he's got a huge time advantage.
I think
he's an extra pawn up.
I think this is resigns. Knight takes b6.
His position is brilliant. So he's just gone rook c4, threatening knight b6. Yeah, this is very close to just being over. I think.
What did he do? He played h5, knight takes b6.
Knight b6.
Yeah, that's more than good enough.
Takes on b6.
Takes on b6, and here, I mean, you can take on d4.
You can just take on d4. You can take on e4 and g4. Yeah, I think this should be simple.
Yeah.
Not just to take on d4, but he could... I see he's going for the e pawn. No, he's taken on d4.
Yeah,
And
this
after
is simple.
g4, just simply e3. So now he's threatening to take everything.
Yes.
The point was to, if you go immediately, I mean, it's probably still fine, but you kind of don't want to even allow this. And we do have handshakes, and Surya has resigned in this position after e3, but there was really not much left for him to do. He can't defend anything. All his pawns are weak. Yeah, that was a disappointing game for Surya.
Yeah, and actually a big win for Shaq after losing in the second round.
Yes.
To bounce back immediately and potentially be equal first going into
Day two.
Day two, yeah. So big win for Shaq, and he made it look very easy.
He really did. No, that was a nice game.
Opening went very wrong. Let's go back to where can we go?
So let's see what is going on.
Ananda Ronin
Yes.
we haven't looked at for a while, but it's
Probably
not-
the reason why we didn't look at it for a bit.
But hold on a second. Vichy.
I mean, I do like black.
Black
For
is-
whatever it is, I like black. Maybe it's not much.
Black
maybe
has
it's
to be
nothing.
better here. Black has to be better here.
He has the control of this important diagonal. He has the control of the d file.
I mean, maybe it's not much because the g3 pawn is protected, right? But you've got to be precise.
I mean, there's actually a bit of pressure. You've got rook d2 and you've got the king coming up. So
yeah,
it's not that easy.
No, not easy at all.
I mean, probably after rook d2, you'll have to challenge it with rook c2 and then get your own king into play. Because you can't just allow black's rook to be sitting on the 7th rank. 7th for black.
Bishop c2 was played by Vichy.
Alright, so he's attacking the h7 pawn, and now I'm thinking, can he not go rook d2? Anywhere?
Of course you can go rook d. You can always go rook d2, but
Because if I don't go rook d2 now, he's just going to challenge the d file with rook d3.
I would be a bit worried here, actually, as Vichy.
With white, you mean?
Right, yeah. Rook d2, black is active. And if you take on h7 after rook d2,
I mean, I think you have to, no?
you kind of have to. And I take on b2. It's one of those situations where black is the one who can create.
Yes, and my king is close to.
Yeah,
So he's gone rook d2.
Yeah,
He's
and Vichy
obviously
can't
gone
be
rook
happy with this.
No. And also it's very important to understand that if he did not go rook d2 and did not grab this opportunity, white would probably be able to have an easier game after rook d3. So just making the most of the chances you get. I feel he has to take on h7.
Yeah.
And we see a big crowd there watching the games.
Yeah, a lot of locals here, very, very interested. As you said, Tanya.
They love their chess here. We've got this huge culture. In the city of Kolkata, we've got this huge culture of street chess as well.
Yeah.
So there are clubs and there are boards set up under flyovers and highways, and people sit and play chess. They love the game. And there's so many youngsters coming up from this city, and we have one of the strongest open tournaments in the country that takes place in Kolkata as well. So it's got a huge chess culture. So he did not take on h7 in fact. Let's see what he did do.
He played b4, which also looks very reasonable.
Bishop c2, rook d2 and b4. So he's... And Lev went h6. I mean, there is a lot of pressure on white. It's really hard for him to get rid. So he just wants to come king e1.
Hi guys, we are back and it is round 3 of the Rapid. A few games still going on. We've got Ananda Ronian, Nakamura Harikrishna, and So against Karyakin. And Levon we were seeing pushing ever so slightly, a little bit of pressure, but no.
Oh, wait,
actually, no pressure at all.
There was no pressure at all. We got a draw already on that board.
Yeah. So it was just, black can't really improve. That's the point in this position here. So they agreed to draw, which...
That's right. All right, let's jump over to the other games. Hikaru and Hari, where we thought that Hikaru had a slightly better endgame. Oh wow, this is very interesting now because...
Yeah, this got very, very interesting. I don't know. It feels as though Harry's kind of
I mean, Hari's got his
stabilizing.
own pressure going on
Yeah.
in this position against White's king.
He's stabilizing for sure.
And Hikaru looks a little unhappy.
I'm not sure if he's unhappy here,
does?
but
What is the time situation? So he's got
Rook.
6 minutes to Hari's 4.5 minutes. So he went rook f5, keeping the rooks on the board. You know, this could be dangerous for Hikaru because this rook is coming in.
yeah. No, I would be a bit concerned.
How are you defending this pawn? You're not defending this pawn, actually. What are you going to play? Can you go rook e3?
Rook e3.
Then knight h4 check is there.
Also, rook g5 is there. Pinning.
But then I can probably take rook f3 and rook g3 and maybe equalize there.
Probably.
At least. So,
Probably.
you know, I think
Yeah.
Hikaru could be in a bit of a trouble here. So we are just looking at if White can go here, and now Black has this option, for example.
Yeah. No, it's a bit tricky. White's piece is just lacking that added bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Coordination. You know, they're just a little bit off.
This knight on f3 is very dangerous as well. And I think Hikaru is in trouble here, actually.
Yeah. I'm not sure objectively if it's serious trouble, but practically this is tricky to play. And Hikaru's still got a big time advantage. That's the good news. He's got 7 minutes.
Yes, it's about 2.5 minutes more.
So, you know.
But the point is, I don't see how you're fighting against this rook h5 threat.
No, me neither. And Harry looking up at the digital board here, because it's nice to see it from your opponent's point of view as well.
Right. Hikaru has a few problems to solve here for sure.
Yeah, he does. Interesting, huh?
Only for Hari, I think.
Yeah, only for Harry. Well, Harry's had quite a good day. I mean, okay.
So he's gone
comes
rook
back.
e3 as we were talking about
Yeah.
this move, and now what does he want after knight h4?
King.
He's gone
gone
rook
back.
f4. He's repeating moves. But you know, Hari has this thing that he'll repeat it twice. That's such a Soviet way of doing it, and then you don't repeat it for the third
That's
time.
right.
It's psychological pressure
Yeah.
as well.
Rook
So he
e4.
has gone rook e4, and they've
And draw.
agreed.
Yeah.
They've agreed. All right, so it's interesting to see why he didn't go for knight h4 here.
Maybe he just thought.
Maybe he just comes back with the king and takes on e5. You
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
I don't know, king f1 for example, and if you take on h5,
Exactly.
you just take this pawn and White's doing fine.
Okay, draw seems fair. Let's go to the So versus Kayaking game because we were.
The only one left.
No, yes, it is. You're right. It's
We've
the only one left.
we've got 3 draws, and the only game to have a decisive result was Mamedyarov versus Surya, where Mamedyarov played a very nice game against Surya and won.
Absolutely. So let's have a look here at the current position. White did get his king on g4.
And the knight on f5, and
Massive improvement to White's position. Huge improvement.
then he went g3 as we had predicted.
Correct.
That's the way he wants to make any improvement. And now I'm thinking that what is going on here?
Well, I mean, the only problem White has is this king. You're right. This king can still be attacked down the g file, and you know you have to be very careful here. Like a move like knight takes h4 might just be a terrible blunder because
King f7,
yeah,
and now I'm threatening rook
exactly,
g8,
exactly.
and things could go really wrong
Yeah,
here.
so you've got to be quite precise here.
So you can't take on h4 probably, and we have a move on the board, Lawrence. We've got rook g1, so this is good because White takes control of the g file before Black has time to do that.
Yeah, rook g1. Okay.
So this
And
is
bishop
a little
c7.
tricky.
Keeping the bishop on and adding more pressure to the d. Yeah, because now rook d3s are always available.
Right. And black has so many moves that he can make to improve his position, like king f7 next, threatening rook g8, knight to g5, threatening h3. I still think that, so he's gone king f3, and now I'm wondering, can he go knight g5 here?
Well, you can absolutely go knight g5.
Or king f7. I like both knight g5 and king
I like
f7.
knight
He's
g5.
gone knight g5.
Yeah, knight g5 looks
So-
good. And if king g2, rook h d7, is that the idea? Or knight takes e4. Sorry, there's an immediate.
Yes.
There's an immediate tactic.
Yes.
Put that on the board, Tanya.
Yes, so if you go here, you lose this pawn immediately.
Because of the
And
pin.
then everything will fall. So you've got to go king e3 or king e2, yeah?
Yeah, king e3.
But then, okay, so your point is that if you take on h3, you just want to go rook g4. And you're threatening to take your pawn back.
Uh-huh.
You're threatening rook g4. Rook g4 is your threat. So he's gone king e2, all right. And knight h3. I'm expecting rook g4 now. Does he have something better than rook g4?
You can always throw in a... No, he's played rook g4. I was going to try and get cute, but that's really not the way to play. So rook
Yeah, you don't
g4.
want his king more advanced than it is.
1 minute 52 for Sergey. And...
King f7.
Yeah.
And it's been played. So if you take on h4, now I want to come rook h8.
And black's still with a bit of pressure
And you
because,
yes.
you know, more space and, you know.
You
Okay,
have
rook
to take rook h4.
Oh, knight h4. Knight h4.
Right, knight h4, rook h8, and then knight g6 is
Right,
your idea.
exactly. He won't
With
go.
knight g6, I have rook g8, so I could probably go rook h8, right?
He went rook g8 immediately.
All right.
Looking to rook takes g8. Okay, king takes g8.
Knight probably has to go to f3 or bishop g3. Because if you go knight f5, I do have these ideas, right?
You do. Even that, by the way, is
Yeah.
not... Because of that bishop, even here I could probably take on f2. And after rook takes e3, king...
You're right.
Actually, that position you never win because that bishop is on lockdown
Yeah,
forever.
this is probably not good for black at all.
Yeah, no.
Even though, because you have, this
No,
white
you
is
don't
doing
want to do
fine.
this. You
White is
can
doing
lose
fine.
this. You can lose this.
All right, let's see what is. So he
So-
went king g8, and now he went knight f3 anyway, defending this. Knight f5 would have been interesting.
Yeah, so now I feel like Wesley's out of the... somehow all of these exchanges have helped Wesley,
Absolutely.
you know?
Because you don't have so much pressure on the d pawn, your rook is free to come into the game. And your bishop's really bad. So he's gone knight g5, takes on g5. Now he's going to go bishop g3.
Yeah. And now actually I don't... And then black will play g4, I think. And I think this is going to fizzle out. I think this is going to fizzle out.
So he's thinking, Wesley's thinking at this point, what are his options? He could be thinking about bishop g1 actually as well. This is interesting because you want to go f3 next. He's gone bishop g3.
Yeah, bishop g3.
Logical.
Very logical. No, I think, like, you don't want to allow this king to get to g4.
Yeah, that would be
I
disastrous.
think black will go g4 here. I think or rook f7, one of these moves. But I don't like to give up the h file. I'm going to go with g4. Could be wrong. But definitely something went wrong for Sergey.
Yeah, it looked like he was really dominating on both sides, king side, and he was dominating on. He's gone g4. I think this is a very important move because if
Yeah.
you allow king f3, things can get really bad for you.
Agreed. And, well...
So, I'm thinking what white's plan can be. I think it could...
No.
Because you allow rook h1, then probably rook d1.
Yeah, and I weaken b3 and... Yeah, rook d1 makes a lot more sense. And Wesley taking his time here.
He doesn't have much of it though.
Ooh, he might be going a3, Tanya.
He's gone a3.
Ooh, I'm not convinced.
Okay, why not?
Well,
I mean, I'm creating targets. I'm just thinking maybe he should have gone rook d1 before going a3 to stop rook h1, but I think the plan itself is very interesting.
yes, could be very interesting. I don't know. a5? Ah, well now...
a5 or rook h1?
No, a5 was played. A few visitors passing through here.
Yeah, pretty much all of the tournament.
And...
So we have a5 on the board.
yeah, and...
All right, so question. If I take on b4, you'll take with cb, right? With the c pawn.
Probably. No, I have to. I can't allow rook a2 and for you
Yeah,
to
so
get
you
active.
want to take... And he's gone rook
Rook
a2
a2
first.
immediately, okay.
But a pawn is not attacked. I'm expecting rook h1 now.
You're expecting rook h1, yeah.
What about rook h1?
I like it.
You like it? Oh, I see it. I see the point. And now d4. But
How good? I mean, even
it's
this
really
after
not,
rook
not
d1,
much of
yeah.
a point, yeah?
Yeah, even
Do you think
this.
h3 was...
I don't know. I didn't feel like it was completely necessary.
He's gone rook h1. See, this. I think a3 was still fine, but he had to go
he
rook
could
d1
lose
first.
this.
I don't know why he didn't do the same thing with rook d1. All right, so he's gone a b4. We
Done
have
it.
this on the
We've got
board.
this on
We
the
have
board.
this on the
Rook b1.
board.
We've got this on the board.
We are on fire, Lawrence.
We are on fire.
But I think like white is actually not doing that well here.
No, I agree. Bishop
But it
takes
should be fine because your a5 pawn will fall as well.
Of course. But it's not that great.
You know what? I still feel he had to go rook d1 and then a3. Just not allow this counterplay
Yeah.
with rook h1.
Yeah. I mean, it's still fine, of course, for white. It should still fizzle out. Takes,
Just
king
everything.
f7.
No, he just
Oh, no.
takes on a5, right?
Rook a3.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. So let's see what happens if I don't want to exchange. Do you
Well,
go
you can't
b3?
exchange. You can't exchange.
Yeah, so b3. I have to go rook c5,
Yes.
b3. What's going on here? Also very interesting is rook a6, rook b6. He's gone for rook a6.
Yeah.
He's played this move. Because b3, your king just comes and I have weaknesses. And now my king is coming f7, e6,
Yeah.
you know? This. Okay, so king...
Well, the
What's your
king
move?
the king gets in for white as well.
Like where? Gets in where? Because you have to be careful of the b4 pawn. You have to keep the king towards the queen side.
Yeah, king d2.
So let's say king d2. I come with my king.
King c2. Ah, you're going to check and take on f2, are you?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you are.
Because
No, you are. No, maybe you're not.
not sure.
Yes,
because
you are. No, you're not. Are you?
No. No, I am going to...
Are you?
I'm not going to take on f2, no.
You're not going to take on f2.
No, because I think white should be fine after king c2, king b3. Is Wesley a little bit in trouble?
I don't know, but he doesn't look that happy, does he?
He's gone east, he's going to go e6. So we
Yeah.
have king... He didn't go king d2, he went rook a6 and he went e6.
Correct.
e6 is good, stopping king f7, but then you come from here and now he goes king d3. So what is the point? Is he going to play king e7 now? He should play king e7, yeah?
Probably.
Do you have... I mean,
what other useful moves are there? Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling it's still going to end peacefully, to be honest.
you know, maybe e6 is a very, very important move because you give your rook the space to sort of come to the king's side if required. Otherwise, if, for example, if you don't play e6 in such position, and this is an important point, and black just gets his king to e6, you could be bust. Alright, so he's gone rook a2. And what's going on here?
Rook a2 played, okay. Rook g5. Well, Wesley looks like he's right down to there. And they're going to be blitzing very, very soon, guys.
So rook f2.
Rook f2, rook g4.
Has to be played. And now you take on g4. And we have that on the board. King e7.
He's also thinking about b3
He's
and putting the
definitely
pawn.
thinking about b3, putting the pawn on b2. But then you come rook g1
Correct.
and rook b1.
b3 played with
And
just
rook
seconds
g1.
to go. Wesley So.
Also interesting is
Also.
king d4 here. Rook
Rook
g1.
g1 will be played, it looks like.
He's got
Correct.
rook g1. Wesley's down to 20 seconds and
Yeah.
Sergey's got 15 seconds. So this is, they're really
King
blitzing out.
e7,
So rook g1.
Rook
king
b1.
e7.
b2. Interesting.
wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Because, okay, so let's just say king c3, what's going on? Can you just go for this ending?
Yes.
He's gone king
done it.
c3.
Yeah.
And it's probably draw, yeah?
Yeah. King takes e6. Rook takes b2. Takes. King e5. d4.
He's gone
He
c5.
went with c5.
Yeah, and draw.
And he-
and now
yeah.
takes, and this is,
And
so
a
we're just going to...
well-known king and pawn ending with a draw.
Yeah, but this is a very nice motive to
Yes.
draw, actually, just to explain it to our viewers that,
Yeah.
you know, you go king e4 here and c5. So after king e4, of course, black can take on c5, but whenever he takes on c5, you should have to move king c3, just taking opposition. And this is, of course, elementary draw. So you must always be able to play king c3 when you take on c5.
Correct. So with that draw, that means that there was only one decisive game that round. Mamedyarov beating Surya Ganguly. The rest of the games were a draw.
That's right.
Perhaps what we could do is very quickly look at that Mamedyarov game again, Tanya, just to look at some of the key moments.
All right, let's do a recap.
Yeah.
So-
So we have an English opening, very standard English opening. Here we have bishop g2, c6, been played many times. Instead, black went d5. This is all takes, and d3. But after bishop c5, knight b3, bishop b6, castles, knight c3, and bishop g5, it seemed as though white's moves just flicked off the hand.
Yeah.
Very natural, and the problem black has is maintaining these pawns. Now, I vaguely remember David Howe playing against... I was next to them. It was in Gibraltar. I think it was Lele Yakashvili. I think they played a very similar game, and basically black wasn't able to hold here, and it was the same in this game, because after rook e8...
But I'm wondering, where did he go so wrong? I mean,
I think something in the opening, I think you can't quite
this is
play
theory.
like this.
Probably bishop f5 or...
No, I'm not sure how theoretical this position is, actually.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But certainly, after rook e8, takes, and
He just
suddenly...
never found compensation for giving up this pawn.
Yeah.
He just took on b2, took on e4. You can't take back on e4 because bishop e4, rook e4 runs into knight b6 and mate. And once he lost this e4 pawn, there was never a moment that you felt that Surya had real compensation for it.
No. Indeed. That was the big problem. And as you said, Shaq won a pawn. Took this pawn. Now he's got a monster knight on d5, bishop f3, bishop h3. This was another excellent move after bishop h3, queen c1.
This was really nice.
Classy
this
move.
was really nice.
Queen c1,
Just
queen
vacating
e5.
the d1 square for the rook.
Rook d1, knight c6, queen f4 was excellent, bishop e6, rook a1, bringing his pieces in. Then finally finding a great square for his knight. And basically swapped won another pawn, made it look so easy, right?
Yeah.
Made it look so easy. Rook f8, knight came back to c5, and despite his best attempts, knight d7 also looks like an excellent move here. Just forcing more exchanges. White is 2 pawns up, and even after c4 first, rook d8, and now this key move, rook c4. And this knight suddenly was trapped.
And now he went h5.
Yep.
Which was, it's just desperation. There's really nothing, and after this it was
simple and a nice little.
And everything falls.
Yes. Indeed, and a nice victory there.
Yeah. So we've had a very interesting day. That was day 1 of the Tata Steel Chess India Rapid Tournament. These were the results of round 3. We had one decisive result with Shak beating Surya in a very nice game, and I feel it all went wrong pretty much in the opening for Surya, and he never came out of it. Hikaru Harikrishna everything else was a peaceful result. So Hikaru drew with Hari, Nihal drew with Vidit. A nice start for Nihal, as we were saying, drawing with 2 2700s, Karyakin and Vidit.
Right.
His first super tournament. And yeah, I think it's been a brilliant start for him today. Vishy drew with Levon, and Wesley against Karyakin. We're going to go for a really short break, and then we'll be back with our first guest, Sergei Karyakin.